Here's a side-by-side comparison of the Apeman A80 to my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. It's the black edition. I didn't have a newer one to compare it to. You can see right off it's a bit bigger, but that's expected because it has a really beautiful high-resolution LED screen on the back, and the GoPro doesn't have it. So you point the GoPro and hope that your subject's going to be in frame. Another difference is where the memory cards are inserted. There's a cover for that little section on the GoPro. There's not one for the Apeman. But to be honest, I've never really understood the purpose of that little cover, because the GoPro basically just lives in its housing. So half the time I leave it off anyway. I had a little trouble at first figuring out which way to insert the memory card into the Apeman. The Apeman and the GoPro look to be about the same size at first glance, so I was hoping that I might be able to use my GoPro batteries in it. But when you look at them up close, you can see they're slightly different sizes, so unfortunately that won't be possible. The Apeman has an added level of security for the housing latch. With the GoPro, I've always been a little nervous that the housing quick release could catch on some of my diving equipment, or a piece of coral, or a line underwater, and open up and flood. I can't imagine that being a problem with the Apeman. There's a couple really cool features that are worth a mention. One of them is the dash cam mode, which is something I'll probably be using. When you select that and plug the Apeman into a cigarette lighter in your car, the Apeman will automatically come on and start recording video as soon as you turn the car on, and then turn itself off and save the video as soon as you turn the car off. I'm not 100% if it'll go back and record over the oldest file when the memory card fills up, or if it'll just stop recording. The other cool feature is the TV mode in the menu, and that's for people who operate drones and unmanned aerial vehicles. The size of the lens on the housing are slightly different, so unfortunately the underwater filter for the GoPro is not going to work on the Apeman. It has a great manual that on the first pages shows you exactly how to use all the different accessories in the box, because a lot of them just baffle my mind when I look at them. Puts the question and answers for troubleshooting right up front, and then gets into the operating instructions for the device itself. This thing has a simple on-screen user menu.
Video start.
Even tells you when the video starts and stops.
Video stop.
You can toggle through using the power button, the up and down buttons. The up button also doubles as the Wi-Fi, and the OK button. So for example, right now it starts out on the video mode. If I push the power button in the front, it toggles to the camera mode and the playback, and then the options menu. And you go through the options by pushing up and down, and select an option by pushing OK.
And because it has this nice on-screen menu, it seems to give you a lot more options than the Hero 3 Plus does. Or at least they're in a much easier to understand layout. Even an ISO feature. But it only goes up to 400, unfortunately. Anti-shaking. Oh. Lock current, unlock current, lock all. I guess this is to make it so you don't accidentally delete files. Car accessory. Language. How many languages does it support? Okay, that's pretty impressive. I wonder what the difference between the gyroscope and the anti-shaking is. Alright, let's do a test. Oh, it said video start. That's a cute little touch. Let's go.
The next video will be a comparison of the footage.